Good day everyone, I'm the first reporter from Group 2, Johnson Girayas from BSIT-1 SCAD 2. Today, I will continue the topic of the different types of folk dance. We have the Morris dance, polka, Turkish dances, Hungarian dances, Polska, square dance, and sword or weapon dances. First, we have Morris dance. To various people, it signifies different things. It comprises dances performed with sticks, handkerchiefs or swords, as well as various types of ceremonial dance, as well as mumming and calendar rituals. Morris dancing is a festival, a display of dance and song done at seasonal festivals and holidays to ward off the winter's darkness, celebrate the warmth and fertility of summer, and welcome in the golden harvest of autumn. Polka is a lively courtship dance of Bohemian folk origin and was the second close-position couple dance to be introduced to the world, with the first being the waltz. Polka is a Czech word that means half step and refers to the fast movement from one foot to the other. Turkish dances are the folk dances of Turkey. Turkey dance is one of the most important traditional dances among the Kado people. Women dance the Turkey dance, while men drum and sing the songs, which describe events in Kado history. The dance takes place in the afternoon and is finished by sunset when the turkey returns to the roots. Hungarian dances is a courting dance for couples that start with a slow section, lasso, and then transitions into an accelerating fast section, freeze. Individual dancers carry themselves confidently and improvise on a basic fundamental step, snapping their feet inward and outward, and the couple swirling. Polska is a famous quiet Sweden dance whose steps are suspended and its movements are fluent and smooth. The unique characteristic of this dance is its complicity and relationship to the partner. Since Polska is the oldest dance collected in Sweden, it is considered as the national dance of Sweden. Square dances. A square dance is an American traditional dance in which four couples dance in a square arrangement to a caller who announces or cues a certain sequence or series of steps. Sword or weapon dances. Folk dance including swords or swords-like weapons depicting themes such as human and animal sacrifice for fertility, battle mime, and protection from evil spirits.
Latin American folk dance, with influences from native cultures and European and African immigrants. Latin American dances were diverse from the outset, while the native dances of the Peruvians and the Brazilians were pure in style. The folk dances that we now recognize from the regions are all representative of merged styling. One of the examples is the samba. The samba has African influences, while Mexican dances were influenced by Spanish rhythms and movement styles. Since the 1900s, many folk dances from this region have evolved into social dances with a performative goal, such as the samba. One of the best parts of samba is the costumes. British folk dance. In Great Britain, many forms of dancing have developed over the years and still enjoy a considerable presence in modern dance world. Morris dancing is a form of English folk dance usually accompanied by music. It is based on rhythmic stepping and execution of choreographed figures by a group of dancers, usually wearing a belt pads on the shins. Implements such as sticks, swords, and handkerchiefs may also wielded by the dancers. Maypole, often danced on May Day in England. The maypole dance is also sometimes taught in American elementary schools. The maypole itself is a tall pole decorated with floral garlands, flags, and streamers. Ribbons are then attached to the pole or the smaller one, and everyone grabs one as they begin to dance around. The dance is especially popular with children. Maypole dancing is a tradition on May Day. It is believed to have started in Roman Britain around 2,000 years ago, when soldiers celebrated the arrival of spring by dancing around, thanking their goddess Flora. In 1889, May Day was chosen as the date of International Workers' Day by the Socialists and Communists of the Second International. Persian dance. Traditional Persian or Iranian music started developing soon after the year and became the basis for several musical schools, and therefore moving schools. Early Iranian music can be divided into Baghdad and Cordova traditions, which each developed their own distinct dances. The Cordova style traveled to Europe, Spain, and laid the basis for flamenco dancing among the other traditions. In various regions of Persia, different styles formed, such as the Kurdish line dances and the Kashgai scarf dances. Historical records are largely absent regarding the timeline of these dances' development, because of the questionable position that dancing held in many of the societies where they originated. Dolo Kunitha, very popular drum bass from India. Dolo Kunitha is traditional dance form in Karnataka. Dolo Kunitha is high on energy and performed all over the state during major festivals and celebrations. Dolo or drum is associated with Lord Shiva, known for his aggression and fierce dance when upset. Shiva is believed to have made the drum from the skin of demons he killed. Shiva's main devotees from Kuruba community celebrate the killing of demons by beating the drums.
Good day everyone, I am John Ray M. Rebutar, BSIT 1, Sked 2. I will continue the topic of the different types of folk dance. Bhangra. Bhangra refers to several forms of folk dance and music that originate in the Punjab region of India. The dance is generally performed during the Vaisakhi festival that celebrates the harvest. Traditionally, a good harvest was celebrated by dancing and singing songs to the sound of the dol drum. In Bhangra music, the dol provides a bass part with tabla or dolak adding a decorative part above. Lyrics are sung in the Punjabi language are often from poems called boli. Lyrics most commonly reference themes of love, patriotism, strength, and celebration. Bhangra is now used to describe high-energy style of dance music. The Atan. The Atan began as a tribal dance conducted by Pashtun in times of war or during weddings or other celebrations like engagements, weddings, and informal gatherings. It is now considered the national dance of Afghanistan, popularly carried by the other ethnic groups in Afghanistan as well as by the Pashtun ethnic group in Pakistan. The traditional Atan is a special type of dance performed by a troupe of Pashtun tribesmen who would wave swords, Katak tribe, or guns, Mesod tribe, or squares in the air while drummers beat drums. They move around in the present circle whilst twirling, aligned with the drum beat. Kega. Kega is a style of Assyrian folk dance in which multiple dancers hold each other's hands and form a semicircle of a curved line. There are multiple foot patterns that dancers perform. It's thought to have been danced for thousands of years. Set in common time, Kega is accompanied by a moderate dance beat is usually performed. In Assyria weddings, as well as parties and other various social gatherings, people may dance Kega for hours. Every region has its own style and form. Kega is simple to dance and it is the first beat that is played in the welcoming the bride and groom to the reception hall. Odori. Odori is the largest dance festival in Japan. Groups of choreographed dancers and musicians known as ren dance through the streets, typically accompanied by the shamisen lute, taiko drums, shinobu flute, and the kani bell. Performance wears traditional Obon dance costumes and chant and sing as they parade through the streets. Awa is the old feudal administration name for Tokushima Prefecture and Odori means dance. The Awa Odori festival grew out of the tradition of the Bon Odori, which is dance as part of the Bon Festival of the Dead. It was originally a dance to welcome the spirit of the dead. Boyu. One of the oldest surviving traditional dances of Japan. The Nihon Boyu is defined by small steps and exaggerates facial expressions. Props such as sensu, Japanese fan, unique choreography, traditional costume, and heavy makeup define its performance. The boyo dance form is essentially a combination of dance and mimicry, the purpose of which is to entertain. Since it means entertainment, bunyo was mostly performed by geisha. A geisha is a woman who entertains the audience by her dance, music, and talks.
Hello everyone, I am Ramona Grace Samara from BSIT1 SCAD 2. Today I will run a report about the origin of dance in the Philippines according to Filipino legend. According to Philippine legend, the first man and the first woman went up to the hill to make their first home. They begat many children and later became the ancestors of diverse tribes. Several beliefs influenced their way of life. When death struck, when lightning flashed in the sky, and when thunder rumbled, the tribes were struck with fear. They thought that the gods were hungry. To place their deities, they offered sacrificial rites by the way of fire and smoke, in the belief that smoke and fire from fires they kindled carried their invocation heavenwards. When illness and pestilence befell the tribes, the people wailed and chanted and danced long into night, so that the evil spell might be broken. When the earth caked from drought, they performed dance of propitiation, so that the divine entities may take pity on them and send rain to their parched fields. In the acts of imploring, conciliating, and giving thanks to gods, the people of these islands created to live forever in themselves, in their children and their children's children. Philippine folk dance. Philippine folk dance is a strong and enduring indigenous expression. There is no recorded start to Philippine folk dance. As long as there have been people on the islands, they have been dancing. In fact, their mythology is filled with many different gods and goddesses that needed to be placated, implored, and thanked for the various natural events like rain and harvest. Philippine folk dance mirrors the culture and tradition of the Filipinos. It has also been a source of cultural identity of the people. The Philippines enjoy a rich cultural heritage which includes a diverse collection of traditional dances. From the well-known national dance, the Tinikling, which pays homage to the movements of a much-loved bird, to dances that reflect elements of daily Philippine life. These folk dances all offer a glimpse into the history of the country. Tinikling dance originated during the Spanish occupation in the Philippines, particularly on the island of Leyte. However, according to legend, the dance originated during the Spanish colonial era when locals were ordered by the King of Spain to work on large plantations. Filipino folk dance history is not the history of a single national dance of one or two regions. Philippine folk dancing incorporates influences from immigrants and conquerors while at the same time maintaining distinctly Filipino roots. Dances evolved from different regions which are distinct from one another as they are affected by the religion and culture. In the Philippines, dance is as diverse as the culture intermingling in the archipelago. It is also the living proof of the Philippine history. It encompasses all the dance forms that have been used by the Filipinos through the centuries to express themselves. This dazzling diversity of dances in different forms and dynamics grew out of times, situations, and experiences of the people and the exposure to the varied cultures and traditions introduced by the waves of colonial rule that have reached the Philippine shores.